Good morning, guys. Welcome to FYI. For your information, I am Gerardo Fernandez joining you this morning. Guys, it is Friday. You know how I like Friday. Love Fridays. I love Fridays. Friday the 3rd of June. I'm hearing that song in the back there. Friday the 3rd of June 2022, and we are heading straight down. Pretty soon we're gonna be way past mid-year, but as time progresses, guys, I want to say that you have been such an amazing audience to be with. I have enjoyed every single last minute with you, all the information sharing. And this is what it is, sharing of information, because so many times that you have been feeding us a lot of information also that we have been able to go out and get context and content for. So the first thing you need to do this morning as you come on, I see Beatrice and everyone already online. Guys, the first thing you need to do when you come on is make sure that you share the stream. You have been doing a very good job over the past couple of days with your shares. So good job to you. Kudos on that. Continue to do it. Well, we have so much to discuss today. A lot going on in the country, and as I'm going through the news this morning, some things I'm just not happy about. But we have to report as it's. Everything that we report on the cold hard facts. No sugarcoating whatsoever, guys. Make sure that you are here. Tell a friend to join. Let us see. Let us have the hard discussions as we go on this morning. Already online. And if apologies there, I am pulling up my Facebook comments because I want to be in the Facebook comment section for you guys. I miss a lot of it sometimes, but specifically, let me say good morning to Coretta. I see Rowena there. Yuli Trotman is joining us also from Facebook. I see Shavana Page here on Facebook this morning, and Politics. I see those emojis coming from Politics early, and Deborah Leach. Let us know where you're joining from. It is absolutely important for you to tell us where you're joining from. How is the weather over there? What is going on? What bit of news you want us to highlight from that area? A lot of time things are circulating in mainstream media, and it not probably is not something that is in your community directly. But I want to tell you that there have been so many persons reaching out with issues within their communities, and when we bring it to the front, mainstream media picks up on those information. So make sure that you send the information to us so that you can be so that those matters could be properly ventilated in the public space. Yeah, I see Margaret Morris online right now. I see Savitri St. Jude Sir is blessed. Yes, Savitri, so much. And Dawn Cook is joining us here from the west side. How's the weather over there? There's no rain this morning where we are. There's absolutely no rain. Yesterday it was raining in all parts of Guyana, but today seems to be a whole lot different. So let us know how is it on your end. As guys release the comment section for my YouTubers, I'm going to be coming to you. And I see the comments now being released for the YouTubers. Chiselle, hey, how are you doing this morning? It is such a pleasure to have you here with us. I see Candy and the Lily Inderjit saying, big up to Cariverton, Skeldon. Come on, Candy. Candy always in the house repping for Barbies. Awesome place to be. And I see Anne-Marie Roberts on this morning, giving guidance and blessings. And I see Beatrice. I see you, Beatrice. Beatrice, you've been here for a while. Sorry for keeping you waiting this morning, but today is a hectic day. Edward Gonzalez joining us from the Bronx. Edward, what's going on? How is it over there? Let us know a little bit more than where you're from. We know, I think everyone knows by now that Edward Gonzalez is from the Bronx. And we want to know what is going on over there in the Bronx. Let us know if there's anything that you need us to shed some light on and all of that. Very, very important to us. Roxanne Garway, the Garway family in the house this morning. So good to have you here. All the folks joining us from Bartica. Absolute pleasure to have you on with us this morning. We know that extras put into making sure that you can join any online program given the data connectivity issues there in region number 7. I see Roxanne Aaron is here also watching us this morning, and Rhonda Spencer Tom. Rhonda, how are you doing this morning, Rhonda? I see Bernadette Parks. Bernadette say watching from Miami. And Desmond McDonald saying, have a blessed weekend, guys. And Candy and Beatrice, again in the comment section, saying hi to each other. You guys need to exchange some phone numbers. We have been creating a sound family unit here on FYI. And we are so, so happy about it. I see Beatrice Selby so speaking about Rivers View, and that went by a little quickly, Beatrice. But for all the folks that actually watch the program from Rivers View, particularly Rivers View, that's located geographically in region number 10. However, administratively, it is dealt with through region number 7 because it's right across from Bartica. So for all the folks that joined from there, places, some persons say Rivers View, some persons say Goshen, absolutely amazing place to be. And it is always a pleasure to have you in the house with us. Run the Spencer Tom says she's okay, Roxanne Garway. Roxanne, I see those emojis coming up there. Morna Monroe. Morna, how are things at your end? Let us know what is going on at your end. I think Beatrice is saying it's Teacher Eve's birthday. Okay. Eva's birthday today. So guys, it's a little personal. I guess it's more close to home. And there is Teacher Eva there, right? Like I was saying, region 7, Goshen areas. But it's her birthday today. So Beatrice say happy birthday from me and the FYI family to her, Quite an amazing young woman. I see Cecile Ogle is watching and listening from Festival City, North Rumbelt. So all the folks watching from North Rumbelt South in the house this morning, whatever area, it is absolutely amazing to have you on with us. And continue, hit that share. Make sure that you are sharing the live stream. Absolutely important. Stanborn. Stan, I see you in the house this morning. I see a comment of boom. I see Margaret Nelson. I think Margaret and Naomi Drucker and Margaret is having their own conversation over there in the comment section. This is a catch-up. This is a catch-up segment of the show. Persons catch up with each other, and I catch up with you. I see Latoya and D'Souza says Bartica in the house this morning. And for folks that don't know Latoya Schultz Norris, I always giving people right name on this program. So Latoya and everyone, absolutely amazing people. Pleasure to be around them. Such fun-filled people. I would like to say I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to be nurtured in every aspect of my life by such phenomenal folks. You see, make tears come to my eyes if I continue to go down with this conversation. But absolutely good for us to look back on where we came from, make sure that we continue to press forward in a positive way. And I want to say, on that note, that I always take my time to make sure that I try my best then to follow every single bit of feedback that comes from you guys. And that is because I believe that it is absolutely necessary to actually connect with the people on the ground to the best of my ability. I have learned so much from birth to my age right now. I have learned so much from folks from all aspects of life, all walks of life, and it has been quite an amazing experience. And I believe that everything that I do, my personality, my passion for advocacy and all of that comes directly from the interaction and the intervention of all you people that have played such an important part in my life. And I just saw like one of our viewers, Latoya, and I could not help but make that comment because she would have been someone that played quite an important role in my life, even when I was just starting in politics. Everyone counts, every voice matters, and I learned that very, very young. So I thank you all that has played such an important part in my life. Guys, I'm starting by myself. My co-host will be joining us very, very shortly. But as I say, you have been doing quite an amazing job when it comes to the comments, and I encourage you to make sure that you continue to do that wonderful job. I see Donna Holder is asking where is Sherrod. Sherrod is in the background. You can't see him, but you can hear him. And let us know if you can hear him. I'm pretty certain that you can hear him, and he's there. He said he's coming. He is too busy this morning to be on as per schedule. But he's coming. Naomi Drucker said, like, Sherrod had a late night. Well, I can't answer for that. I have to ask Mrs. Duncan about that. So I do not know. I see even Ramisar is on with us this morning as well, guys. It has been quite a week. I see Agri Delon Marsh is in the comment section. Agri, you're becoming a top fan of this program. I'm watching, I'm monitoring you very, very closely and carefully. I know, I know. Agri himself has been. He is quite the lover of data also. So we kind of mesh on that ground. So we like to have those conversations as it pertains to data and what the information presented can be interpreted as meaning, right? So Agri, you and I got some catching up to do when it comes to the numbers altogether. I see Magnell Barrow is saying okay. Sheridan is like he's making his black coffee. Black coffee tea. I don't know what Sheridan is making, but I made sure that this morning I'm just having tea bags. For some strange reason, I have to say that since we've started the FYI program, I have been making a lot of tea bag. That has been my choice when I go to tea. I don't know why. I don't know if it's good. I don't know how healthy that is, but that has been it. So take it or leave it. Sometimes I just have the beer tea bag without milk or sugar, depending on how the day goes. But we are about to go into the program, guys. My co-host is going to be on, so I encourage you, like I've been asking for you to do, make sure that you give your feedback. And I want to remind persons, particularly persons that sometimes there are people coming on that doesn't have the same view that you may have and that I may hold and all of that. But I just like to remind persons that I welcome every aspect of your train of thinking. I welcome the fact that you can join and contribute towards the discussion. So we never lock the doors or try to shun or block or delete comments as it is posted. It is always left there. So we encourage you to continue to join the conversation and ventilate whatever you need to say. But of course, there is going to be a debate in the comment section because there are different views being articulated there every point in time of this program. So ventilate your issues, but I can assure you that there will be rebuttals if the need be there in the comment section. So guys, have fun in the comment section. I am just encouraging you, and please be welcoming to everyone that comes into the chat, even if their view doesn't necessarily represent yours. Just let's do it in a very structured manner, in the way in which we put forward a constructive criticism of those persons' views as well. So as that is said, I see my co-host getting all warmed up. I think he's running on the spot, getting his blood all pumping so that he could come and be on the program this morning. He has a lot to say. So I'm just gonna go into the comments for a few more seconds before we head into the program. So I see Bernadette Bias is here with us this morning also, and Isen Koja. Isen, I haven't seen you yesterday. I'm not sure if I missed you. If I did, apologies. I see Nessa Ward Dean is there this morning also. Good morning to you guys, you awesome folk. I see Clifton Smith asking how am I feeling this morning. How am I feeling? It's good. Listen, it has been quite a hectic week for me. I have probably had about 4 hours sleep last evening, but sometimes you gotta push. Sometimes you gotta push in the extra hours to make sure that whatever you're doing, you get the outcome that is so desired. So it's absolutely amazing. You push in the hours. It has been an extremely busy week, but I would think that it has been an extremely rewarding week altogether. And I've been able to touch base with so many folks that have so many things to say, and it has been amazing. So when I go into the weekend, I can tell you this weekend is going to be no stop for me. Very, very busy weekend. I see Ingrid King is saying good morning, guys, and I see also is Nikki. Nikki's on this morning with us, and it's so lovely to have you with us. Morning, Nikki. Yes. So, guys, you are doing a phenomenal job at your end. Continue to do it, but I want to head directly into the program. I cannot wait to have some of these discussions. I know some of the things I'm a little touchy on what is going on, but you're going to please bear with me. I am going to try my utmost best to be very dispassionate, as we like to say, about certain matters. But I can assure you there are certain things that's on the agenda today that it is very difficult as a woman and as a mother to be that dispassionate about. So let's head straight into what is going on. I'm going to kickstart with what is going on. Something that has been ventilated in the morning, in the news throughout the world, I would say, to say the least. And this is not a topic that I have touched on the program thus far, but I think that it is at a stage now that I can shed some light on it. Nothing particular to what is going on in Guyana, but let me just say that I have been following online BBC, CNN, Morning News, ABC, and CW, and every news that you can think about is covering currently what went on in the case between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and that verdict was handed down in Johnny Depp's favor against Amber Heard, and everybody that know that it was a defamation case. It went to the court. I have followed it step for step throughout because I did not want to give any commentary on that specific matter because it is so sensitive, especially when it regards women in domestic violence situations and so forth. And the fact that what was seen out there, what was presented to us, actually showed that we need to be very careful, and role models that are selected to represent women at such high levels needs to be vetted very carefully, and their stories need to be vetted, because as it is right now, a jury has found that Amber Heard would have been lying about everything that she said. So very negative bit there for real victims of domestic violence, and that is something that we need to be very careful how we look at it. So I follow the case, and it is my opinion, and I guess along with so many others, that the verdict was handed down rightfully based on all the evidence presented. Sherry's comments.
Very one-sided, I find. Very, very much so.
But I'm not sure. I think I should have waited to have this discussion when Sherrod got on air.
I don't know, like me some Amber Heard. I don't know.
There's overwhelming evidence. I think when Sherrod come on, I'm going to say this piece in, but there's overwhelming evidence that shows that Amber Heard was lying throughout the case. And defamation is real, and it's very important for us to acknowledge that it can come from any side. There is not any gender specific. So the lies that came to that case came from that of the female. And like I said, the fact that she was identified and put on a platform to represent domestic violence victims based on a platform of lies that she presented, that is very, very damning for actual victims of domestic violence.
I find you being a little hard on Amber.
I think Sherry thinks I'm being a little hard, but I am being very hard on this matter because they are real domestic violence victims out there, and it is impossible to not acknowledge the fact that she has put everyone in a light that persons could refer back to this case and say, but you remember the Amber Heard case, and when she was lying and all of that. And so many times in the courtroom, lawyers would refer to cases that has been ventilated, especially a case like this magnitude, that was ventilated completely in the public space, and all the lies were exposed that she told and all of that. Very, very damning, and is a very negative when it comes to actual domestic violence victims. I'm very upset with that aspect of it altogether.
I find being very, very, very hard, very, very hard on Amber.
Yes. So,
and I like it.
Folks, my co-host is going to release the comments. Yes, it is. It's released. Yes, thank you so much. It's released. I see Donna Holder saying, Brother Sherrod, you are hiding in the background. He is about to come on. So when he comes on, you'll be able to properly give him a morning.
Yeah. I feel you're being a liar, Amber. I come to fight for Amber.
He's coming to fight for Amber, he says.
I am the man.
I can tell him he's going to lose this fight.
Honor.
He's going to lose this case tremendously.
You think so? You think so? Folks, how y'all doing? Y'all left Amber. Shucks. Y'all who for run up to? Left Amber. I beg your pardon. Morning, guys. Morning. I feel bright this morning.
You feel bright, but you look bright. Your colors.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
I'm
a TT.
But Shara said he was coming to defend Amber, and I said I'm going to hold this comment until you get on. Mm-hmm. And that comment is that you better have a large supply of clean sheets.
Yeah.
Because she has a tendency to relieve herself.
Yeah. Who hasn't in their young days, released themselves on the bed? Can't judge Amber like that. You leave Amber, please. Leave Amber.
No, right? but on a very serious note,
she's worth minus 8 million.
Well, most interestingly, because but after the judgment and all of that, there was an adjustment done online on so many different websites as to her net worth. And we're very interested in it. I saw the net worth being at negative 8 million. So a lot of folks are saying that she's going to be forced to declare bankruptcy and all of that. However, the grounds for bankruptcy when it comes to defamation and all of that, that is a different discussion that is being had out there. But very important for us to note, I think my two takeaways from it is that when you're looking at serious things like domestic violence and actually having someone be the face or on the platform for Me Too movements and so forth, like their story needs to be vetted and checked out, because you cannot have people representing such a large movement with such strong meaning if they are lying, because it means it comes as a negative blow to the real victims, and that's what I have an issue with altogether. And also, and the second point I got from that is that, you just don't go out and make libelous claims against people. Defamation is real, and defamation has a cost. And in this case, it is leaving her in the red, negative 8 million in the red, because it has a cost. You cannot just decide to go and bring down someone's character altogether just because it pleases whatever agenda that you have, because there's a cost associated with that. And when everyone starts getting and reaping the benefits of that cost, people are going to start to be a little different.
Yep.
So that's all on that. I had to give my comments on that.
So, I was like a little bit of crazy with my women, so
a little crazy.
I think Amber, I like it.
That's not a little crazy. That's not a little.
We take what we can get. Boarding folks, happy Friday. Third day of June already. Pick up the pace. I tell you, look at me vex. Pick up the pace.
I like your pink shirt.
Pick up the pace.
I
feel energized this morning. I feel, I don't know, like it's the AFC election coming up, enjoying election. I feel fired up. I feel ready to go.
Please release my comments.
I woke up this morning wanting to fight somebody.
Yes.
Woke up today wanting to fight somebody. Yep. We're going to release the comments. We're going to release them.
Yes.
I have no fear. But look at the sun. Look at the sunrise outside, folks. You see that? The sun has risen on the outside here. Beautiful. Happy Friday, guys. Not because the month is not because the week rather is drawing to a close. We always say it means that we are, fighting with any less ferocity. As a matter of fact, don't come. This is the time you really want to come around with funny. This is the time you really don't want to come around with funny.
I saw Clifton actually commented and say, shared like a pink shirt, but you forgot your tie. Well, people, Clifton, let me tell you, Sherrod is extremely, extremely specific when it comes to his dress code. Right? Sherrod has never once worn a tie on the FYI program.
Welcome, Clifton. Welcome.
Not once. Sherrod has a very distinct clothing. I don't even know how to put it over, right?
You got the whole book down.
If you listen, if you were to take a note, you'll realize that Sherrod has a dress code, jacket, tie, short, in the night, in the ring. You FYI, Sherrod does not do ties. Of course, I have to. I'm here every single day. So Vanessa says real men wear pink. I don't think colors are associated. I don't associate.
Man, Lowly want me to talk to man. You want me to be great?
I don't want him to be great this morning.
But that's it, Troya. Good to see you. She want me to be great. Good to see you guys. What were you dealing with in the papers?
That shot looked nice. Yes, that shot looked nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Pamela Dover says, relax. Right? Naomi said the shot looked new. It's true. You see, the thing is, when you throw on a jacket right like this, it brings up everything else. You got that?
That's what's going on.
It make the jeans look better, it make the shirt look better. A good blazer, a good jacket does the trick every time.
Wow.
Does the trick every time. Yep. Good to have you folks.
I'm always stuck on specific blazers. Like I
even look slim here.
Tons of clothes. I just wear one particular set of things.
I'm like that. Until
my mother literally gets rid of it. She gets it out and probably burns it or something.
Margaret Lawrence never say bunny out to them more clothes.
I'm looking for it. I can't find it.
Bunny out there.
That's the way it is.
Born way out.
But the morning papers,
Talk to us about that.
quite interesting what I'm seeing in the morning papers. And I want to say that yesterday morning we would have covered on the program, and we had a video that was played about the mystery basically about the man that was in an accident, and that was being reported that he was in an accident on the 23rd of May, in which the driver of the vehicle that hit him, that is the allegation that's reports have been made, put him in the trunk of the car and left to take him to the hospital, and he never got to the hospital.
Ronald Williams, that's
correct. Ronald Williams, and his sister specifically was speaking about it because she's saying all his relatives are in the hinterland to know, and she's the one here that is left to fight this. And I said yesterday after we covered everything, and I know that there was some bit ventilated. Prime News had done that interview with them at the village. I believe I saw Big Smith and so forth was weighing in very heavily on this conversation. I saw this morning that a lot of the newspapers have picked up on the story, and they're asking for answers. The mystery depends over the man who disappeared after being struck down at Enmore. And this is a very, very serious matter, we're saying, because this cannot be the norm, that we cannot be losing our all sense of humanity in a country to have. Where is this individual? This individual died. Where is this individual's body? So many questions out there about this, and we're making a plea for anyone that has information on this matter to just step forward. The longer it takes, the worse it's going to get. The longer someone takes to speak up, and everyone that has information is basically getting in. They are, what is the correct terminology? It's used as law. When you are stepping in the way of the law, I think that there's a specific terminology used to that.
You're stepping in the way of the law. I can take
that. That's not what it is.
Anyway,
but you are blocking justice altogether because I am not a legal person.
But we've said broadly, slow down on the roads. Slow down and let's arrive alive. Slow down, please. Slow down a little bit.
But with that also, I want to just give an update on the situation with the school girl that was struck down and died also, and the fact that reports are coming out right now claiming that the driver of the vehicle that struck her down was actually undertaken.
Right? We talked about it last night on
I know it was probably ventilated in the ring last evening.
But it's worth noting. It's worth noting.
Because one of the interesting things, because after the morning program, when that report came out, it was just so crazy that is something that we spoke about yesterday. We spoke about the fact that you can be driving and you stop to let a pedestrian and somebody is cutting on the inside.
Always happens.
We spoke about that yesterday. So
always happens. And again, this morning on the East Coast, as we were coming into the city, we saw a police van that had its, I don't know if it had sirens on. It may have, but again, it was in an emergency posture, and cars were moving out. And true to form, as the van moved through, cars were breaking the line to drive out behind the van. Why do they do that? It boggles the mind. It boggles the mind.
Because it's a country of lawlessness.
Yes, cars are speeding behind the vehicle to to get that clearance to move ahead quickly. Right? And that is quite dangerous. Quite dangerous. So there's that too. Slow down. Let us observe all the C's, care, caution, and everything as consideration. All the C's, I think it's 5 C's, right? Of using the roadways. And let's arrive alive, a young Caleb would have been here. That's 12 years old.
And let's prioritize pedestrians. Most importantly.
Correct.
Let's prioritize pedestrians.
Correct.
It is not okay for you to believe that because you're behind the wheels that you are of some superior status to a pedestrian on the road.
Correct.
That's nonsense, and persons need to stop that. A lot of times we live in a country that by the time the rain fall, there is water rising on the road, in the road corners, and all of those things. In some areas, just blatant flooding, and it is ridiculous that when the rain is falling, you have vehicles people walking on the ground and they're just blazing through it, splashing water. They're walking persons like crazy because they believe that they are somewhat more privileged. Is that the right word? And they should actually get the benefit of the road, and the pedestrian should stay home. Come on, a lot of those persons driving just got a vehicle the other day, but they are of some superior status they believe in their mind. let us break this mentality of lawlessness
Please and
altogether
thank
when
you.
it comes to the roadway and the way in which we use the road. Pedestrians, they are at the helm. They are most important. When you see them on the road, you slow down. You give them preference. You let them cross the road. Then you drive and go your way. For God's sake, that's the only way that it should be accepted.
Yep.
So let me not just continue to go into that.
Yeah. What else we got in the morning papers we're dealing with?
Well, another issue that we're looking at in the morning papers: a fisherman killed and several injured in West Coast Berbice bee attack. And I want to give caution to this because this is not the first, second, or third. We have had quite a number of cases when it comes to bee attacks, and persons need to be very aware. I think a lot of sensitization needs to be given on how to actually deal with these, because we don't really deal with it as much as possible. So every now and again you hear bees attack and someone died, and persons just leave it as that. But I believe that when it comes to that, folks, I'm going to give the caution right now. If you actually see beehives and so in an area, just don't take it lightly. Just get online or whatever and look to see who are those experts so that they can come and remove the bees from around.
Quite a few persons were caught up in that yesterday as well. Quite a few persons were attacked, but unfortunately, that gentleman, he was not so fortunate at all. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. We saw quite recently again in the Berbice area, there were a number of cane cutters who were attacked in similar fashion. And I think, I don't know what happens there. Is there a system? Is there a system where persons would go looking for these nests and so on in that area? What is the system we have? This again, the man is Winston Rigby, 71-year-old from 41 Village, Berbice.
Correct, but I don't, to the best of my knowledge, there is no system like that. However, there are avenues you can go to call persons and to actually remove the bees and all of that. But I believe that, if we need to be more proactive than reactive. And I keep saying that, a lot of the things that happen are things that the persons had knowledge of prior, but they don't act upon it until something happens. And in this case, someone lost their life. Very, very sad situation altogether. But when it comes to that particular matter, I want to say that this is not the first, second, or third time there have been bee attacks up in Region 6 and so forth.
Correct. It seems like it's almost a daily feature there.
So you have to acknowledge that, and there have to be proactive ways in going out and looking around, asking around, having sensitization in the public space. Make sure have a loudspeaker or something go around. I don't know how they do it in specific areas, but what best suits the area. Tailor your approach to suit the area. But make sure that persons have a direct avenue that they can report the sighting of large beehives and so forth. So
and again,
deal with that.
Again, our thoughts and prayers go to the family of Winston Rigby, 71 years old, from 41 Village, Berbice.
All right.
What else we got?
So Pamela Dover, obstruction of justice. Thank you so much, Pamela. That's what I was looking for. That's my terminology.
See, our viewership sharp. That's one thing I like to
justice.
The sharp, our viewership sharp.
I don't try.
Come to Pamela Dover. Come to Dover.
Yes, that is correct. Obstruction of justice. I need to get sharp with legal terminologies. It's been everything that is going on. It points in that direction. Legal terminology. I'll have to. Hopefully, I can call Miss Nigel use every time. Miss Nigel use. What does this mean? So.
You build good tall.
I'm telling you.
Consultancy build good tall.
I'm telling you. Listen.
What else we have?
Okay. This one is something that I've been speaking about for quite some time, but I find it interesting again. I'll put it over like that. I find it interesting that I'm looking at being reported in the Guyana Chronicle this morning. That Frank Anthony is saying persons with flu-like symptoms should get tested for COVID-19.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay. But don't report it. Don't tell me.
Listen, Frank has been all over the place. Yesterday, I made a plea. I'm going to make the plea again that cabinet needs to consult with Frank before they make decisions as it pertains to COVID-19 and how we're handling the situation as a country. It would appear that the Minister of Health is the last to know, and he is informed after the fact of everything, because everything that he has been saying, he has been saying a lot of good things, but everything comes after the fact. A decision is made and it goes forward, and then Frank comes and says, well, he didn't know about this, and he goes and says something completely contrary to what should be said. So
Frank's phrase is, I suspect.
I suspect.
He suspects.
Yes, he suspects that
Likes
this
to
is it.
suspect.
So apparently Frank is suspecting that if you have flu-like symptoms, it is very likely that you may be COVID-19 positive. So he's asking that persons with flu-like symptoms get tested. And I want to make a plea also to persons, to parents with children in school.
Mhm.
You know, the system, as is, you know, school has been reopened in full. The classrooms are full to capacity again and all of that. If your child is showing symptoms of illness, keep them home. If your child is not well, keep them home. I know it's very difficult for some parents because they're going off to work and they're sending the kids to school and all of that. But I'm asking, if your child is not well, keep them home. And I'm principled with that. My child gets a headache and I keep them home for the slightest complaints of any illness. I keep my child, and I encourage persons to do the same, especially when it comes to the fact that the schools are open in full. They are at full capacity, classrooms packed up, and all of that. If your child is not well, keep them home, because one thing you don't want to do is contribute to another child getting sick also.
Very well.
Just keep your child at home, take care of them, and then send them off to school.
Yep. What else we did today?
Well, before I jump off of the morning paper, I want to also mention the fact that Winston Jordan case has been reassigned for the third time. The third time, and I think at this point in time, everyone would realize that persons are just making it's almost a mockery of the legal system altogether, the way in which these matters are being handled. And this is not just for Mr. Jordan's case, but so many others. It's like the legal system has been used for as a political football in many cases, and we cannot not say it, and we cannot not call it as it is. But again, you know, I believe now Senior Magistrate Leron Zali was on Thursday designated to preside over the case of former Minister Winston Jordan, former Minister of Finance Winston Jordan. So there you have it, another person. So we're going to look and see, keep you updated on
how that going.
Yep.
Without question.
Most definitely. So I'm going to allow Sher to take you into the international front and what is brewing at
This was happening. Believe it or not, we've been talking about this. Summit of the Americas is happening in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And for instance, Ralph Gonzalez has been advising Caribbean leaders not to participate because Nicaragua, Cuba, and Venezuela have not been invited. And he seems to have taken offense with that. Guyana says it's going to look after its own self-interest. And so they're not heeding to Ralph Gonzalez. For once, the same people who needed Ralph a couple of months ago and really begged for his help. And he had an interventionist role in our politics, in our elections here. Mm-hmm. Right? They've now abandoned Ralph, and Ralph seems to be just talking to the wind at this point, wanting Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua to be part of that Summit of the Americas. There's a fantastic editorial in this morning's, which paper is that? Starbuck News, a good editorial on the genesis of this summit, what it was geared to do initially, and the reality that obtains currently. But again, the Summit of the Americas is still to decide on the final list, and there are hopeful persons are hopeful, like Ralph Gonzalez, that the U.S. may want to go ahead and include Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Cuba at this point. But that's what's happening on this very issue here. Very, very, very contentious issue. As you know, CARICOM is supposed to be, for the most part, operating as a bloc, but we see them break rank and pursue their own self-interest. So Ghana has signaled that they are going to do exactly that.
Well, the thing is about breaking rank, you know, is that, well, let me just not say breaking rank, but when you make decisions, there are consequences to every decision. So
like elections.
I hope persons are very careful in the way in which they conduct themselves, and when they make those decisions, they are 2 steps ahead. You know, in politics, is one thing you learn very early is that you always I think I've had some bit of good political teachers, whether or not they know it, they have taught me well when it comes to politics being a game of chess, and you must anticipate your opponent's move way ahead of their move. So when they move, your moves are way aligned. 5, 6, 7 steps ahead. 10 steps ahead of theirs. So you just kick back and you relax and you watch the moves, and you're like, oh, check. They were going to do this. Yes, check them off. And you 10 steps ahead of that.
Forethought comes.
Like I said, they have to know what they're doing. This is geopolitics at a whole different level. But as we know how the U.S. operates, it's very unlikely for them to step back on that decision.
Strangely, in this dispensation, Ralph Gonzalez seems to be fighting for relevance, fighting. I don't know, you don't just ride off into the sunset. Right off into the sunset. Some people gotta put them in a barrel, throw them out to sea, and the sharks just have the way. Right off into he seems to be fighting for relevance. But it is what it is.
Metaphorically.
Right. Fighting. Well, somebody must see idea. They say,
but that was the metaphor.
It's real as it gets.
That wasn't
real as it gets. Real as it gets. But that's on that front. And also, we still in the region, rather. And this is what we saw, folks. They didn't say it where, but Nick Cannon and his girlfriend, they've been seeing baby mooning in the Caribbean. And this reminded me how much I miss Rihanna Belly.
Serious?
Happy for she as your child father and the baby and so on. But like it's the belly. Remember turn on social media as soon as you go somewhere, it's Rihanna Belly watching. It was the belly for me personally, it was the belly. I don't care about Ace. What's the guy's name? Rihanna child father.
A$AP
Rocky, same thing. A$AP Rocky. Came much for him. We welcome the baby, welcome the lovely baby. I think I saw somewhere she has now revealed a photograph of the baby.
Haven't seen it.
I wasn't so interested in that. It's the belly. Always the belly for me.
I haven't seen that.
But it was
I
good to see
the photo. But I have to say that she has been made herself quite an iconic figure when it comes to the way in which she wore her pregnancy.
Yes. Right. And in modern parlance, you would say how they wore their pregnancy. We're pregnant. Men say that.
We're pregnant.
So there was Nick Cannon in some beach somewhere in the Caribbean. I don't think there was a notation exactly which beach, but people said they I think part of this Instagram post was saying that they were baby mooning in the Caribbean. I can't pronounce this girl's name. It's Brie. Tazy? Is it or Tizy?
Yes.
Or Ticey? We're happy for them. We're happy for them, We're happy for them. Go ahead and be great. Go ahead and be great, guys.
My only comment to that is
Tell
that
us.
I don't know how else to say it, but I think I can say Nick kind of know he able.
Yeah.
Because I think he has 7 children already prior.
I was just wondering why I'm even Mariah Carey, right? Wasn't it?
Mariah Carey went on to be great without him.
Oh wow!
So
things are moving so fast.
I'm a Mariah Carey fan, so I'm not going to be on.
Things are moving so fast. Hold on. Chinsing Henry said, "I like that pink blazer."
Yes.
Yeah. Rock and comment. You don't read certain comments, Rita.
Of course not.
You want to be great. You see that? Certain comments. She meeting at all.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see that.
In all fairness, I didn't see it.
All right. So.
But Nick Cannon has 7 children.
Yeah.
This should be his 8th child. And like
oh wow, you gotta be really rich, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
My Lord. It's hardly 43 boys they got. Hardly afford. I about to file for bankruptcy. Really, right there, the line there. It's a borderline poverty. I put you right next to.
I have 2 daughters, and I'm like, I want a son. I want a son. I'm like, oh, well, look the cost of living. What's the inflation rate?
Yeah, I want a daughter too. I wanted a daughter for a long time.
What is the price?
Tried very hard, but like it's only sons I got in my line. So I close shop now.
You never know.
I close.
Y'all have to have some kind of meeting. The guys have to meet up.
I satisfied. I satisfied with the 3 boys they got. I good with that. I good. And everything give thanks. This is the will of the Lord concerning your lives. I'm good. I'm good with that. But that being said, congrats to Nick Cannon and the young Brie. Congrats to them and hope we have a good vacation.
I like how you don't know her name, same we didn't know Rihanna's baby father's
Yeah.
Shari's not at least bit interested in what's folks and their name.
Yeah.
Yes, as you continue.
Yep. So we've been following this. Coming closer to home, guys. We've been following this. This is the teacher from Central High School whose body was found in her home in Region 3 there. I think it's Parfrey Harmony. Somewhere there about her body was found. And her husband was the prime suspect in her murder. He has recently been arrested. And that was good to know. Her husband, Clarence Farley, again, has been arrested within the last 24 hours. And we want to see where this goes. Again, from every indication, this was a very well-liked teacher. So a lot of positive comments on social media. Some folks wanted to say that there was some abuse that was happening here. But of course, we're going to wait and see what the final reports say. He has been apprehended, Clarence Farley, apprehended by the authorities. So we're following that on that front. Tweet up.
Well, for this particular case, again, I have to say this is very close to home for me in particular. Being the alts, very, very, very close to the family there in Region 7, Bartica, and the Alt family being my neighbors right at home. This is something that is very hard that they are dealing with right now. So I know the persons are somewhere a bit relieved at the fact that he was arrested, and they are looking forward to for the course of justice to play out, and for the death of their loved one to be someone to be punished.
Correct is right. Correct is right. And we're gonna look forward to see how that moves. And then this one here, this regime that we got here, they ain't quitting, they're not quitting. And we saw this reporting coming out. Sorry, we saw this report coming to us, and it suggests that the local government people there, the chairman and the vice chair, Mr. Faber and his deputy, have given themselves some powers to act on behalf of the commission through a motion that was passed recently. I mean, and they say due to the exigencies of the work, you need to make certain decisions very quick, and the commission will not have a chance to meet. This is rather telling that this has happened, and it boggles my mind because we need to make some noise about this. We need to make some noise about this. These things cannot be allowed to happen, and they just, go quietly.
Well, I have to say one of the things we need to look at in this particular matter is whether what is the legal framework that they're utilizing to make all of the decisions that they're making as a first thing, because as you have been seeing blatantly painted all over, the decisions are made that are basically illegal on so many fronts, and persons are doing it to just make sure that they can have a tight grip on power altogether. And we're going to continue to follow this particular story because it cannot be like that. There's a reason why it is the way it is. And if persons don't want to meet and go out and basically trash out matters and at that open forum as it is right now, they have an online agenda. That is the only way I can see it. The only way we can perceive is that they have an online agenda. They do not want to have the good governance and the democracy and the transparency. And I always leave for the last the accountability, because this is the main one. They want to be able to make decisions without having to consult with other powers. So this is something that we definitely need to be looking into, and especially when we have been banging as pertains to local government elections and that which we want to come. Because make no mistake, this is not just coming haphazardly. This announcement is not something, this move rather is not just something that is haphazard. They are trying to chart a course forward,
breaking down the guardrails.
When it comes
That's
to
what they're doing. Breaking it up.
Local government system, local government democracy, and like Sherrod is rightly saying, the guardrails of democracy altogether. These things are not accidental. They are carefully orchestrated in their wider web of corruption. That's what it is. I can see it no other way.
Talking about wider web of corruption. Post the child. These people say election rig and this rig and that rig. Months later, all them cases about election fraud with the evidence, not one of those cases has resulted in a conviction. 2 years in, the promise, like all the other failed promises, we're going to launch a commission of inquiry into the 2020 election. Now this Jacobite saying how they're not going to pursue that, because if they do, Aptun will not show up. It was depending on us showing up. I thought you had so much evidence you didn't need us. Folks, you gotta think about this madness. So they're now backing away from holding this COI. Just like they said they're gonna make sugar great again, and then look who we there. We can be a country without black house, and look who we there. Promises. Every time these guys talk, the next word coming out of the mouth is elections being rigged. But you have an opportunity now to show the nation. You have an opportunity, but they say, all right, we can talk about that. We a little busy. It's lies you say just now.
They are corrupt.
Lies, I heard them talking recently, somewhere in Berbice, about, they're trying to make an excuse for why the country's in the mess it's in. Hear him saying, Abnu had 5 years, Abnu had 10. We had 10 years. because they had a minority government in 2015, and it is their inimic policies. We had policies running their government since 2015.
Them and the executive
Right?
presidents.
Yes, and this Jagabat here now saying, oh, it took 10 years. It will take some time to undo 10 years of APNU's policy. You know this guy. Give it to him. Light chore. Right?
So what is he saying? That
Gobbles incarnate. Gobels incarnate.
What's his name? Was a waste?
That pretty much.
Pretty much.
Right? And that is why he stepped in front.
Executive president
because remember,
of that time was a waste.
Remember,
that's the only thing
he was in the background all the time. He was in the background all the time. But he stepped forward now. You see, you're seeing the puppet master.
I remember people talking about some slap at some point in time.
But to hear him say that APNU's really, he said it, APNU's really been in power for 10 years, so since 2015, we had a minority government. And so it would take us some time, comrades, to undo the 10 years of policy. Hey, like when Harsh trotted, right? I don't know how some of y'all can see Jesus, you know. I don't know how some of y'all can see Allah at all. Right? So you better live your best life now. Better live it now. Lie after lie after lie, you know. I can listen to them lie for hours. We went in power for 10 years, since 2015. Give it to them though. Bold liars. Bold liars. I tell you, that's why, you know, Irfan Ali has an opportunity.
But you know, I want to go back.
To be a good installed president.
I want to go back and listen to like the everything in total, because like I am trying to figure out from what train of thought, which angle are you possibly trying to come from?
Yeah. From the
to
propaganda angle.
No, that's forget about that. Which angle are you coming from when you see it, when you are failing? This is what's happening. They are failing so miserably in their approach with misinformation that they want a bit more. And the desperation is at the point right now that they're finding it necessary to throw their own people under the bus.
He is creating a monster.
Throw their own people under the bus.
And he doesn't realize it.
So who are the ministers back then? Were they so incompetent under their time?
He said the inimic policies, 2015, it will take us some time to undo it.
So
Twitter, you know, it is so amazing. He is creating a monster. And as we articulated yesterday in this program, we are running a country with billions of dollars now, more than ever before. It's a lot of work and a lot of meetings. He wanted everything and he's tiring himself out. To point it out, here what he said to them, Fisher folks or whoever he was meeting with there in Babis. He said, y'all don't only come out when I come. When Zulfi come, y'all must come and listen to me. Begging no base to come listen to the agriculture minister. He had with him the Region 6, is his chairman, what's the fella's name? Region 6, Ario?
There's
y'all must come and listen to Zulfi when he come. Don't listen to me. He sets up the whole thing, Twitter. That he alone makes the decision.
Yep.
And when he come, you must come.
Yes. And then he says,
and now he's tiring out himself. Watch and see. He going to hospital soon.
But let me tell you something, guys.
Tiring out himself.
You're gonna bear with me with this.
Along the line, just a man.
With my train of thinking with that, right? Because it is one thing for you to tell people what you just said, but for you to say it in that space when you know that will be ventilated publicly and that it would bring some bit of embarrassment.
You don't care,
right? No. To bring some bit of embarrassment to your own ministers. I'm going to say his own, you know who he is. It's like he running the show. His own ministers, all right? He is doing it, and it shows very hefty narcissistic tendencies altogether to basically remind people that I am the boss. You know, they only coming to see me and all of that. Trying to cement yourself in that way is a psychological... I tell you, folks, over and over, the politics that is played by the PPP administration is a psychological warfare politics. It's not policy-based or anything like that. It's everything to do with psyche. Everything to do with psyche. You against them against you. Fear this, fear that. That is what they run with. Oh, they like me, they don't like nobody. Oh, they only come to see me. Those are subliminal messages to be very much elevate himself to say that I am this.
But that has its downside. That has its downside, and it was demonstrated yesterday. It was demonstrated yesterday because he has set up the whole thing that only he can call the shots. People know if he gives the word, you can get through, right? So you
they're
could
gonna
hear
go
me
to him.
yesterday. You could hear me yesterday saying, when people raising issue after issue, remember he said they could solve everything, right? Comrades, we ain't got the money for that. We're spending 6 billion on something, 8 billion on something. People don't care about that. People care they're hungry and they want money. Comrades, hold on, we can't fix it up. And
But I said
it's
that.
problem after problem after
Listen.
problem because he set it up. So he's the only one. He's the fixer.
But I have been saying it. Listen to me. I have been saying it, and you could go quote me, go back to all the programs that we've ever had. I have been saying it since they started this outreach that they're doing. I have been saying that they are yet to confront any real issue that was raised by the citizens at these meetings. They go and they make a list of promises that they preconceived before they even got on the ground. Oh, we're going to go and we're going to promise them this and we're going to promise them that. And when the people come and they present the real issues to them, they are yet to confront one single one of those issues. Go and check. You go back and listen to it. None of them are being confronted. Persons are not stupid. If you, anyone in the comment section I'm talking about, if anyone out there has actually been to any one of those meetings and actually raised an issue that is bothering them, that is pertinent to their community and to their livelihood to make sure that they can put food on their table for themselves and their family, that issue was not dealt with, and you proved me wrong.
As a matter of fact, some of those guys were talking about the bad fertilizer. Oh, we promised you $1 billion in fertilizer, but it's such a wet, useless fertilizer. The people were complaining profusely. He wants to know, who is his supplier? How do you know who's his supplier? It's your friends. Your friends giving the people bad fertilizer. People were complaining about it. So, chief, the fertilizer wet, we can't use this thing. He said, oh, we can look into it. It's shame, you know. Shame. I wanted to tie them out. Right? Watch and see. He going to the hospital very shortly. Exhaustion. He alone. Right? And that is why he said, then you were talking about it on the program here, that he's saying now
suspicious amount of
meetings. A suspicious amount of meetings. Well, you like meet with people, it's only you will call you shot. Exhaustion coming up. Well, we can take a witness however we get it.
But persons have been coming, they've been continuing to speak out in those communities, and I continue to commend them. I love it when Guyanese reach a point that they know that they deserve better, and that is what I'm seeing. And I encourage you all to go out, demand more, regardless of what you do. Putting an X on a ballot paper is not the end.
You say, hold on, comrades.
Demand more.
We can't do everything suddenly, but APNU, AFC can do everything.
Suddenly.
We can do everything. They went in 23 years.
And
they can't do everything.
No, but the funny part
really
is,
funny
and I have to speak about it, and I have to mention it. The funny part is that they are complaining now that not being able to do this, where the money coming from? That was his exact words. Where we getting the money from? After having these big headlines, largest budget ever, first budget to utilize the oil resources, $552.9 billion will be spent in the economy. After all of those headlines, then you go to the people, and when they ask for actual things to be done that is going to help them in their daily struggle, you say, where are we going to get the money from?
That's like the COI. That's how we started the discussion. It's like the COI. Oh, the people rig. They rig, but then the court fighting on the two petitions. Let them go through, and people are going to see who really rigged, who the real riggers are. They rig, but the COI we promised to prove the rigging. Oh, it didn't shop, so don't really happen again. Y'all let people put wool over your eyes and lie to y'all, right? We rig, but the COI to prove the rigging, don't we hold it. And we're going to fight the cases, the petition cases in the courts to prevent people, every one of those cases. We haven't heard the substance yet. It's technicalities. Who won't get served? Who will get served wrong? Who wasn't supposed to be a party to all the technicalities? Nothing substantive. Nothing to attack the substance of those petitions are being done. And now you have, if you don't want to wait till it goes through the courts, if you could have a COI, you could have that. But
and when it doesn't, and when it can't find the technicalities, when they can't find technicalities and it actually go forward, they go and they withdraw at the last moment. That's what's been happening. When they don't find any grounds to put technicalities as a basis.
That's how the folks are.
But that's our time. That's our
Believe
time,
it or
folks.
not.
So
Believe it or not.
We're not going to be going a minute over today because we have so much to get done.
Yep. Good to see you guys. Good to see each and every one of you guys. Share the program for us. Smash that emoji button. Make the shares look good. And we're thankful for all of you who show up, we understand there's lots of other things happening on social media in your lives, right? Lots of other things happen, but to put aside this time to view the program and to engage it in the way you have, it's really, really heartening to us. And we want to thank all those persons who participated in the poll yesterday morning.
Yes.
Sorry, we didn't have the time to run it again this morning, just to make sure we're seeing that consistent response. But last evening, when we run it in the ring program, we had the same response, even though we had a greater number of respondents.
Yeah.
And the response was, like yesterday morning, 78% said last evening, do not leave the coalition.
Yeah.
78% of you said the Alliance for Change should not leave the coalition. Well, that's something.
Yeah.
That's something. Right?
But again, those matters will be heavily ventilated at the upcoming
we're going to fight it out there.
National conference.
We're going to fight. But we come out stronger. We're going to come out stronger. Deborah Clark, good to see you. Daphne Aaron and Sean Alfonso Evans, Chinsik Henry, I see Dan Graves Zandy, Deborah Clark, Martinel Barrow, good to see each and every one of you. That Alliance for Change National Conference, as you knows, comes up on June 11th. We're a couple of days out, and so excited to be part of what's happening and be part of that decision making. It's up to the party eventually.
What I can say, if I dare say, you know that one of the things that you guys do not know, persons that have not been a part of internal political parties, is that sometimes you see national politics and it appears to be so complex and complicated. National politics is nothing compared to internal politics and the nitty gritty that things go through at that level. So, but it brings a lot of vigor. I must say, every time you have an internal election, it brings a lot of vigor, and it's very, very interesting to see the amount of persons that are willing and ready to step forward and to get stuff done. So very, very important and very interesting.
Very important too.
Days coming ahead.
Very important too for what do you call it? Democratic renewal within the party structure. Very, very important for that. And I'm looking forward to that. People energized, people come into the process energized, ready to work, because we're dealing with a different beast in the PPP, and we need some fighters. Right? We need steady leadership. Steady leadership.
Well,
we need some fighters.
But most importantly, I think one of the things I am particularly proud of is the involvement of young people altogether, and the amount of young people that are right there, in the grind, and their level of wit when it comes to politics and political maneuvers.
I see somebody asking about, Pamela's asking about Chris and Amanda. Can't speak for Chris, but we know Amanda is getting some rest and recuperation. She'd hurt her shoulders, folks. She'd hurt her shoulders really bad. And she's getting some rest and recovery. You can say Amanda. Right? We haven't been doing so bad, have we? Have we? Good to see you guys. Guys, final program for the week for FYI. We're going to be back on Monday.
Correct.
Pierce and Power. Share the live stream, smash that emoji button, partner with retweet now. Knows this thing by heart. PayPal, Zelle, MMG, Cash App, all of your convenience, available via MoneyGram as well, via Western Union. If you need guidance, the number is
627-6963. I swear this is the only number I probably know.
627
I don't even know my own number
6963. 627
I
6963.
see Della to say pick up the YFC, of course.
Up top.
The U-term of the Alliance.
Up top. Again, folks, the large, overwhelming responses from that two polls we had yesterday morning and last night says the Alliance for Change should stay in the coalition.
Yes.
That's something. That's
that is some bit of information. Raw data.
Stay safe. We're going to see you guys back at 12 below the belt, and then final program for In the Ring this evening, final program for the week. That's it.